we're not here to tell you not to drink. We're here to tell you if you're going to do it, be responsible about your follow-up hydration so you can still train.
Now, if you're really concerned about performance, cut the booze completely. But
if you're trying to
get through the holidays,
if you're trying to perform at your peak, knock it off. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Coaches on Couches.
Bing! Slouches.
On a Friday.
On a Friday. Stupid IT man. Don't ask who the IT guy is.
Don't. No. Never asked about IT. All right, so today we're going to talk about the Holiday Survival Guide.
A timely topic.
Yep.
Heading into Thanksgiving.
Getting people through the holidays.
The holidays.
I am Coach Dale Sanford.
I am Coach Bryant Funston, and we are the co-founders of BPC Performance Coaching, where we specialize in helping time-crunched athletes optimize their busy schedules so they can maximize their athletic performance. Every BPC coach is trained in our 5 pillars coaching system that has been developed over the last decade through our work with athletes of all ages and ability levels, from fresh off the couch to world championship competitors. You can find out more about BPC by going to buildpeakcompete.com. Scope us out on Facebook and YouTube at Build Peak Compete. And all up on that Instagram at BPC Performance.
Sweet.
Bingo, bango, bungo.
Bingo, bango, bungo. Quick note, we got, since we are rolling into the holidays, and we won't have an episode next week. We'll have a live. This one will be posting next week, but just a reminder that our House of Pain cycling class starts the following week.
Yeah,
December the 3rd. So if you're interested in that, check out hopcycling.com and get signed up.
Only if you want to come out flying in March.
Yeah, only. It's a good point.
I mean, if you don't want to be fast next year.
Yeah.
Steer clear.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Just don't even do it.
Don't do it. Tell your buddies, don't do it.
Yeah, your rivals.
Yeah.
Anyone you're afraid might steal your KOMs. Don't tell them. Keep it a secret.
All right, we'll get to the topic of today, but first, shout-outs.
Shout-outs!
Actually, a very important one today. Big shout-out to, we have a lot of shout-outs surrounding the same shout-out, if that makes sense.
One major shout-out.
City of Memphis, we're getting an actual Ironman 70.3, October 3rd, 2020. Registration opens December the 10th.
10th, yep.
Yeah, so if you want to come and see what Memphis has to offer, the venue is absolutely awesome.
Top notch.
So shout out to Shelby Farms for helping making it happen.
For sure, yeah.
A lot of people had a hand in this. The Memphis Sports Council, JJ Greer specifically, really did a lot of work in pushing this through. So shout out to him. And St. Jude for coming up and giving us another great reason to fundraise for St. Jude and do it, in an event like this that, it always, between this Ironman and St. Jude Marathon, it's going to be 2 massive fundraising events for them. So that's awesome.
And all within, a 2-month span?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some big events for St. Jude coming quick.
Yeah, so more shout-outs on that regard is Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris. Mm-hmm. You can't put on an event this massive without everybody cooperating.
Yeah. And
it takes a lot. It takes a lot of people to make this happen. So, with Ironman, Keats McGonigal, the regional director for Ironman, played a big part in this as well. So we appreciate him, making it happen. Yeah,
for sure. And an early shout out to all the people that live along the bike course.
Yeah.
Who I know are going to be so happy that cyclists are coming through. Triathletes are going to be racing on their roads. Just go sit out in your yards.
We appreciate
grab
your
a beer and
your patience
cheer on the athletes.
Yeah, All right.
We need to have an episode just where we break down
we're gonna do
the course.
Oh yeah.
Probably sooner rather than later.
We'll do a whole episode. Excuse me. We'll do a whole episode on the race itself, the course, breaking it down.
That run's not going to be easy.
The run's not going to. It's going to be it's entirely self-contained run, and we'll get on all that. But which makes it awesome.
Very spectator friendly.
Very spectator friendly, and but it is not going to be super easy.
Cool.
So shameless plug here.
Shameless.
If you are signed up for that event, if you get signed up for that event, if it's going on your calendar, we'd love to be your guide to make that a great event. So
for sure.
Give us a shout if that's something that's on your
we've already had numerous people like, hey, I always said if it was coming to Memphis, I'd get back into it, or I'd do my first. So if that's you, holler at us. We'll make sure you have a great experience.
So a couple other shout outs from Natchez Libre.
Natchez
Gravel Grinder.
I just want to call it Nacho Libre.
Yeah, no. I did like up until the day of the race. I called it Nacho Libre.
Like it's not Nacho?
So Taylor Heron, our buddy, second in the open group, had a great race. And then Lee Rustin.
Lee Rustin, first overall for the 40 miler length. So yeah, she had a great day out there.
Yep.
It was a fun event.
Awesome.
Shout out to my jacket, which fell out of my jersey and jammed in my cassette and ripped off my whole derailleur.
Yeah, Bryant managed to end up on the side of the road, and what looked like a catastrophic failure of the derailleur hanger.
It wasn't good.
No.
The tire lever was not going to put it back together. No, for sure.
no duct tape on that one.
All right, let's get into it.
So we're trying to walk folks through the holidays here. We've got a ton of holidays coming up, and the issue is always aligned that there's always an abundance of food.
Yeah,
usually less than healthy
just
food.
The best for you.
There's extra social engagements, family gatherings. That may lead to more drinking, whatever.
Maybe
drinking.
getting stressed out.
Yeah, a little extra stress.
Jam, so
more travel time, meaning less training time. You're out of your own bubble, so like your routine is all messed up already. Less conveniences to train with, like you don't know where you're going, maybe routes and facilities, and your equipment may not be what you're used to. So
and just getting to and from, it's so easy to eat very poorly, whether it's a road trip or going through airports. So you can. Yeah.
So what we're going to do is break this into basically there's the two things that are at play here. Really are your training and your nutrition. These are the two things that you can
jeopardize.
Jeopardize your fitness or power to weight. We'll say over the holidays.
Much power to weight.
So we're going to break it into those two sections, and then we'll try to quickly go through kind of our big things. So let's talk about training first. So one of the big things that you have to do, this is absolutely number one, is plan ahead.
Correct.
You've got to know logistically where you're going, what you're going to have available to you, accommodations and stuff like that, so that then you can plan on what days that you can get what in.
Yep. And I would even, make sure you check the weather in advance. So I'm getting ready to, head to Kentucky. If you're thinking you're going to be able to get outside and you find out once you get there the weather's totally horrible, you need to have that backup plan available. So your ability to train inside if possible, which is what I did. I was thinking about training outdoors while I was there, and it's supposed to rain and be like 40 something degrees pretty much every day but one. So guess what? Packing the trainer.
Yeah, that's part of this.
That's coming.
Yeah, for sure. So plan ahead, and that way you know exactly what you can get in on what days. All right.
And this is where Strava is actually, pretty solid, where you can go and look and see.
Check out the heat maps.
Yeah, look at heat maps, and you can kind of get a feel for where people have been riding or running. So it gives you kind of an idea. If it's a place you haven't gone to before, it gives you an idea of where, maybe some safer or more common areas for training would be. So that, and I also use, Ride with GPS. You can search for routes and stuff that people have posted or saved.
I do have to break in real quick. We had our buddy Jeff Sass comment. For those of you who don't know who Jeff is, besides being a very talented cook
Yeah.
Jeff is our Elvis at all of our local races, and so we're trying to decide whether he's going to be Elvis at the 70.3 Memphis, or if he's actually going to train and do the race
As Elvis.
I don't know.
Weigh in. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Would you like to see Elvis out there throwing down, or Elvis out there cheering you on?
Yeah. If you've seen Elvis at any of even the World Championship events, that's Jeff.
Yep.
All right, onward. That was a total sideways move there. So 2 is the word we've said in probably 99% of our episodes, and that is consistency.
Consistency.
Staying consistent and holding to the fact that something is always better than nothing. Greater than.
That's my greater than sign.
Yeah.
Something is greater than nothing. Yeah, for sure.
So even if it's 15 to 20 minutes, whether you feel as though it's productive or not, it will pay off in that particular holiday stretch.
Yep.
So that's we can't really say much more about it than that.
Which goes into the next point, which is get it done early. If you get up and get it done early, there's probably a good chance that your something is going to be a little bit more than it would be if you're trying to squeeze it in at random at some point during the day. So get up while the house is quiet, while people are still sleeping. It may not be fun at the time. You may be wanting to sleep in, but telling you, getting up early and making it happen.
You're going to feel better about the rest of the day if you just get up and knock it out, and especially if there's a ton of family engagements or eating even,
For sure,
you're going to feel better about eating a little less healthy if you've gotten your workout in for the day. I'm the one that, like, whenever we travel for family, I'm like hid away in the dark corner of the basement, like every morning riding the trainer or something.
Yep.
Just to have gotten something in, because I know the rest of the day is going to be kind of hectic.
And this is an opportunity where, like, if you know you can't do as much, if you're going to say you're on the bike and you're getting an hour where you really want to get in, 2 or 3, scale up your intensity a little bit, increase your training stress, and you'll feel better for that.
Yep. The next part would be propose some family activities.
Outdoor fun.
Yeah.
That involves, movement.
So if you have, if you have a family that isn't as active as you are, maybe just propose a hike or, a long walk or something like that, to where, if you're not going to get anything in that day, that there's at least some physical activity built in somewhere.
Exactly.
If you're like what we're trying to do on Thanksgiving, and a lot of people do this, is do the whatever local turkey trot.
Yep.
I mean, that's a built-in race effort. Even if you don't race it, but run it with your family or whatever, it's still a built-in effort.
And you can, even if the place you're going to doesn't have that, find a loop and do it with your family. Make it a family event and do your own 2 mile or 3 mile or 4 mile turkey trot or tofurkey trot.
Yeah.
For the vegans in the house.
Yeah, that was number 5. Actually, was signing up for a holiday event, because this could be later. It could be Christmas. It could be December holiday. There's holiday events everything. I mean, usually on the day before, day after, or day of, there's a holiday 5K ride, whatever. So
if you're in the Memphis area,
you've
got opportunities.
Be on the lookout
for
that turkey trot or ugly sweater run, and you can find it.
And then I guess we'll get. I'm going to hold off. I was going to talk about post-race food and beverages.
Nog?
But we'll be
talking about nog already.
We'll be talking about nutrition here in a second.
So one thing is, don't we were talking about earlier, Bryant was saying he's going to pack his trainer.
Yeah.
I do that anywhere I go. I don't care if I have looked at the weather, my trainer's going to go with me everywhere. So don't be afraid to pack all the gear you need or might need. Your family may look at you funny. You can leave some of it in the car so it doesn't look like as much.
Yeah, just take it out in stages.
Yeah, pack it in multiple bags.
Yeah, exactly.
Pack a bike bag, pack a swim bag. But just pack it, pack as much as you might need so that you have fewer excuses to not get in to any training at all. And if you know that you're not going to have Ooh,
Pain train. Choo choo.
If you know that you're not going to have like specific accommodations to do something like swimming, and like that's fine.
Yep.
But just pack what you need so there's fewer excuses not to run or to ride. You know, the trainer is just a big one. I mean, that's the one for cyclists or triathletes.
Oh, for sure.
If you're going somewhere, yeah, it's kind of bulky and heavy and whatever, but you can find a spot for it in the car and bring it. If you're flying, it's maybe a different story.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
You could maybe find one locally you can borrow from a buddy or a family member or something like that. But you know, there's always options to bring as much as you can to give yourself fewer excuses. That's the real goal there.
Exactly. And especially if time is going to be a limiting factor. Like, it's wintertime, it's colder, you know, you can spend 15, 20 minutes getting all your gear ready to get out and go ride outside.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas
easily.
if you got the trainer already set up, the bike's already on the trainer.
That's
all
the
you got to do is
convenient
throw on your bike shorts or bibs, and you know you're on the trainer, and you can get in a quality hour or quality 45 minutes that would take you, you know, hour 15 plus if you're riding outdoors.
And one other thing is make, you know, don't be afraid to do some cross training. I know we did a whole episode on.
Yes.
So
cyclists,
I'm gonna backtrack here.
If you haven't run before or in a long period of time, go back and watch the episode or listen to the
Cyclist
episode.
Guide to Running is the episode.
Cyclist Guide to Running. Yes.
So watch that first, but be prepared to do some cross training. And the one thing I will put in there, the big point from that episode, if you're a cyclist and you're trying to incorporate some running, like just because you can't ride a bike, do it like as a walk run. Don't think
Dale, go out there and do an hour.
Yeah,
if you're going to ride an hour, you go out there and run hard for
just
1 hour.
One straight hour of
That was sarcasm.
moderate to high intensity running. Yeah, so just do yourself a favor. Do it as a walk run. You may even, I wouldn't recommend an hour straight out the box, but you know, if you're not going to listen to any other thing, it would be just make it a walk run, take the intensity down a little bit. Better yet, keep it on soft surface. And
if you would like a body weight only strength training video that we have shot, shoot a message or probably private message us or something, or comment, and we'll send you a link to our go anywhere body weight only workout, 45 minutes long. Yeah, knocked out a few times.
We do actually
no excuses.
Answer our own emails. So
Coach or couch.
Coach or couch at buildpeakcompete.com.
Buildpeakcompete.
You can ask questions. You can and we will answer them. So don't be afraid to do some cross training. For some people, like if you have swam before, but you like kind of went to cycling, there's a lot of people that we run into that were triathlete at one point or focused on triathlete. So they're always a triathlete. You're one for life. But focused on triathlon for a while and then kind of moved to cycling because it was just more convenient, or running more convenient. Just don't be afraid to like jump back and do some swimming or do some
if that's what's
of
available,
the other low impact sports that you know, that if that's available to you, then do it. You know, if you're do a spin class, do whatever. But you know, don't be afraid to get out the box and do something other than the main sport you focus on.
Yep.
The other thing, well, the last part we'll put in here on training is if it's like physically impossible, which
it's not.
It's not. Let's face it.
Like I said,
but if
shoot us a message and we will send you the body weight only workout, which can be done in this much space.
Yeah, you could do it on your couch, really.
Yeah,
standing up on your couch. If it's impossible, you know, don't be terribly hard on yourself. But then you just have to be a little bit more cautious if we're really thinking about conserving fitness and managing weight and power to weight and all that good stuff. You're going to have to be a little bit more
sabotaging
cautious.
Yourself. Yes.
Be a little more cautious on the nutrition side of things. Which is a perfect segue into our nutrition side of this talk.
Something else I'll say, if you're someone that you know you're not going to get much in, you need to plan around that in advance. So when we're chatting with our athletes, it's like, okay, is it going to be a bigger week for you? For some people, they're going to have a bigger week in going into Thanksgiving because there's time
off work.
Exactly.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that train more on vacation weeks than they will all year. So,
but if that's not you, if you're someone who falls into that 0.8 we were just talking about, where you're not going to get much, you need to plan that as an unload week. Then one of your recovery weeks, which means you need to be doing a bigger week prior to that.
Yeah, a lot of and I know we've said this before, like a lot of when we're planning ahead on somebody's training, I always take a vacation week, if not specified otherwise. Like I'm going to get in a ton of training this week. That's always a recovery week, and that way there is less stress to do big training loads. But you can take advantage of some of the family time, downtime. But we just make sure that you are getting in enough training load a couple weeks before to justify that down week.
Yeah, then you won't feel bad about not doing as much.
Yeah. So
now the segue.
Yeah. So the nutrition side of things, we're cruising along here. So again, plan ahead.
Point 1 for training and point number 1 for nutrition.
Yeah, plan ahead. Know what's going to be available.
Pack snacks for your road trip.
I know that when I go on family vacations,
looking forward to hearing this.
There's going to be a lot of things I would not normally eat available, and it's probably going to be the majority of what's available is not in my normal wheelhouse. Sometimes I'm like, okay, well, I'll just roll with the punches here. But if I'm really trying to manage weight and all that stuff, I will physically bring food, or I will offer. This is kind of point 2. When we're doing a family dinner, Molly and I will offer to make something for that dinner, and we're going to make what we'll actually eat.
A healthier,
a healthier version, or a vegan or vegetarian version of something, and that way it's enough for everybody. They can try it, but we have enough for us to get full on.
Exactly, and that's the key. Yeah. So have something that's healthy, and we're going to kind of talk about this here in a minute. But have something healthy that you can do most of your filling up on, or eat something healthy prior to the big meal, and then you aren't going to need to eat as much during.
Yeah.
Or you're going to double up.
Yeah,
totally gorge yourself.
Yeah. So planning ahead, and then again, so if you're going to go out to eat, if you're going to be going out to eat, you can investigate the restaurant and say, okay, what is at this restaurant that I can eat or want to eat, or how can I modify some things, just to make it a little bit healthier version.
Yep.
There's obviously a lot of temptations surrounding holidays for less than healthy options. I'm not saying you should completely,
just moderate.
Yeah, not
we're not saying eliminate.
Yeah, don't
and you have to be perfect. No,
yeah, you don't have to be perfect, but there's no such thing really. We don't have cheat weeks. There's not a cheat week.
Cheat meal's one thing.
Cheat meal, yeah. A cheat week.
Cheat week is, the big thing here is we don't want you to get through Thanksgiving, through the winter holidays, hit January 1 and realize you're 12 pounds heavier than what you were before all of that started, because it takes a lot of work to get 12 pounds off for most people. And we don't want you having to try to lose a ton of weight as you go towards the start of your season. It's going to be, you should be fueling yourself properly to train hard.
Yeah.
And if you're busy trying to restrict calories, that's what we're trying to avoid here.
Yeah. I mean, if you come back from the holidays, and this may not be a concern for everybody, but if you come back from the holidays and you are 10 pounds heavier, starting in January, that's easily, if you do it the right way, easily 5 to 6 week period of just taking that weight off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now you're coming close into, more riding season, racing season, stuff like that. So it's kind of more ideal to try to manage it during the holidays, so you don't have to focus on that that doesn't have to be a huge focus at the beginning of the year.
Yep. Moderation and not sabotaging yourself.
So point 3 with moderation, I mean, it's all moderation, right? Is watching the booze. The cows can quickly stack up.
Quickly.
So our suggestion is what, Bryant?
Just straight grain alcohol.
Just drink.
Avoid the calories.
Straight.
Avoid the calorie heavy chasers.
Yeah, watch those mixers.
Watch the mixers.
Oh, man.
No, that's not the recommendation.
No.
Just Everclear. Just go with
Yeah. Yeah, just, moderate the alcohol intake. And yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're into fancy beers and stuff like that,
Dale and I do like
those have
some fancy beers.
Those have
occasionally.
a few more calories than your average Ultra.
You will be surprised, and that's kind of the big thing. Like, know what you're get a feel for how much you're putting in. Like, if you drink 4 or 5 200 cal beers or more than that, that's a lot of calories stacking up.
It is. It'll add up quickly. And this also goes in line with the point 3 from training. Tendency is, if you're doing a bunch of boozing, the chances of you getting up early to get your training in diminish fairly quickly.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Real quickly, actually.
Very quickly. It's very easy to start making excuses.
So if
not
you
to get
have
up.
a brother-in-law that is a really bad influence on you,
or if you are that brother-in-law, or sister-in-law,
yeah, yeah, back it off, man. Just let everybody get their training in. All right, onward on nutrition.
Onward.
So what other thing, like I kind of have this thing I call, like, it's basically the one plate rule. Like, you just say, hey, I can mound this plate. Generally, if you're eating vegetarian or vegan, you get very into food mounds.
Oh yeah.
So like,
I'm a mounder.
you just take a lot of
Mound and mix.
veggies and rice and beans and stuff like that, and you end up mounding it. And like, my one plate rule is I can have whatever on this plate as long as the majority of it is veggies.
Some healthier.
Yeah, healthier options, and then just not go back. Like, you
That's
get one
good,
plate.
Yeah.
And if you, like, honestly, I'm totally guilty of this, is if you eat it slow enough, you will likely get full on that one plate. But the tendency is, when you get around other people and there's like a limited amount of that sweet potato pie,
and it tastes so good,
you get into competition like dogs at a food bowl, and you just start
sound like DMX. Got dogs barking in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, so eat it a little bit slower. One plate, you can mound it as long as you keep the good stuff as the majority. We'll say veggies.
Yeah.
Keep it as fresh veggies.
Your nutrient dense.
And then
foods.
then you can kind of, if you eat meat and stuff like that, put that on a smaller section of the plate, that and desserts and stuff like that, and fit it all on one plate, and then just don't go back for a second one.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the biggest thing, is not going back for more. Like, you're going to be full. Like,
I mean, the flexibility part of this is you still have one whole plate. You could have this plate to fill, and if you want to fill it...
I know what people are thinking right now. Like, they didn't say what size plate.
Yeah, a normal...
Turkey platter.
Yeah, normal plate.
Platter.
Not a Bryant Funston salad bowl.
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing the salad bowl. Another tip, like, with that, make sure you're staying hydrated. I know we talked about watching the booze, but it's easy if you drink some water before your meal. It's going to help fill you up a little bit, so you're not going to want to eat as much. But just be aware of, like, eating to being full, not eating to see how much you can eat.
You can pile in.
Yeah.
So, like, this was one of the points on here is staying hydrated. You'll tend to eat less, and then you'll also be more hydrated and feel better in the morning when you get up to knock out your training. So it's a huge one. Make sure that even if you're drinking alcohol, cycle in the water, cycle in the fluids so that you can stay hydrated, because especially even over like a week period, let's just say you're getting at it during the week and you're drinking every day, like you're getting chronically dehydrated over several days, and likelihood by like Thursday, Friday to the weekend, you're going to be useless because you're slowly just dehydrating yourself over multiple days.
Yeah.
So keep the fluids coming in and keep the electrolytes coming in. If you are training and you are, drinking, I know we're going back to that a lot, but
there's a lot of endurance athletes who train so that they can drink and eat.
Yeah,
so,
we're not here to tell you not to drink. We're here to tell you, if you're going to do it, be responsible about your follow-up hydration so you can still train.
Now, if you're really concerned about performance, cut the booze completely. But
if you're trying to
get through the holidays,
if you're trying to perform at your peak, knock it off.
Exactly.
But yeah, for the holidays, we know it's going to happen. So just watch the hydration. You'll be surprised maybe at how much better you feel in the morning and all that stuff. So this one plate rule, it's a normal plate. I mound it up, but I just, normally if I eat it slow enough, I'm full anyway. So it's not a big issue. The other thing is, there's all kinds of sweets, lots of, stuff like that. This kind of goes back to like offering to bring something to a meal. If you know that you have a sweet tooth, like myself, and you can make something that's maybe not as
a healthier
sweet version of something,
dessert option,
make that your offering. Bring it, bring something so that you don't feel so bad for mowing down on some pie or cake or whatever afterwards. But obviously watch the desserts, and that doesn't mean watch them enter your face.
That's actually written down on the prompter board over here. Don't watch it go into your mouth.
So obviously what we're talking about here, and this is kind of one of the last points, is you're just scaling your intake, really. So you're if you know that your training volume is going to decrease, your
calorie burned is going down.
Yep. You're going to decrease your amount of intake. If you are one of those people who's getting in 15 hours of training on a vacation week, you can eat a little bit more, and probably should, to sustain the training. But just think of it in terms of, okay, on a normal week, this is what I would eat with my normal training load. Is this above or below that? And so should I dial it down, or can I afford to, eat a little bit more?
Splurge a little more. I think the biggest issue that people get into is if it is, any one meal is not going to make or break this whole thing. It's the consecutive days of poor decisions that add up and can get you, you leave for your trip on a whatever day it is, and you show up back home and you're, 6 pounds heavier. It's not uncommon, and that's not because of any one meal. That's a compilation of stuff.
I know it sounds like we're probably shaming people who go on vacation and just eat crappy on Thanksgiving Day, but that's not the point.
No,
it's just to moderate it. And if you have on Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day or whatever holiday that you're celebrating, if you do eat like garbage on that one day, it's not going to make or break your
not
weight.
at all.
But if you do it for a week, it's going to have an effect.
And it's when you do it over Thanksgiving, and then you're like, my Christmas is coming up, for example, and you continue the crappy eating all the way through Christmas. And now instead of a one meal, it's 6 weeks, and New Year's Day hits.
It's really the culmination. You can't,
keep your good habits.
If you gain weight and lose fitness over the week of 1 week of a holiday, Thanksgiving, and then you do the same thing over the week of Christmas, you've done yourself a disservice. So it's not necessarily, don't think of it as in micro terms, as in this one day I messed up. It's not that. It's, you just have to, you're trying to get through this whole stretch. Realistically, that's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, getting past those stretches that, you know, there's a couple weeks in there that could really set you back if you're not moderating it a little bit.
And it can be hard to get back into a routine, you know, so you get out of the routine and then you start going, okay, well, all right, that was bad. And then you don't get back into the routine. And then you're like, okay, well, after
that's the worst part, because you get out of the routine.
Once New Year's hits, now I'm going. And that's why resolutions tend to, you know, like everyone's got a resolution that hasn't stuck with a good, consistent plan leading up to that, because they feel they need it by that point. We don't want you to get to that spot feeling like you need it.
Starting over is the worst, because you have this mindset that you should be fitter, you should weigh less, you know, and then you start going back after not being consistent, and you're sore or you're more tired or you feel crappy in all your workouts. So you get on negative on yourself mentally. And then, you know, it's downward spiral from there. Yep. It's just it's way harder to start back up than it is to just keep it rolling.
Oh, exactly.
Stay consistent.
And that's why, consistency. Something is better than nothing. Like, keep that going, keep the flow going. Even if it's not as much as you'd like, you're going to keep the routine, and it's going to be so much easier to get back into it once you get back home and things are normal again.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
All right.
What did we miss? Weigh in.
Yeah, if you have any tips.
What we missed. Do we have some comments over there?
We got some comments about the size of plates. How about a 20-incher?
20-inch plate.
20-inch plate.
People are going on Amazon right now looking. They're going to bring their own plate to Thanksgiving.
Jeff says, "Eat to satisfaction, but not to fulfillment." He said, "But I don't practice that."
It was a sass.
Yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah. So the next episode, which will be in December, since we're going to be both gone next week, we're going to be talking about a topic that we get asked about probably weekly, and it seems pretty simple, but people struggle with. I mean, we're going to be talking about how to get your butt out of bed in the morning. How do you start a routine of getting out of bed and getting your workouts in early? I mean, statistically, people who do it, they hit their workouts. They're consistent. The most consistent people I coach are the ones that get up early and do their workouts. So we're going to be talking through how to start that type of a routine. It's not easy. So, but we'll get into it in a couple weeks. So if there's nothing else, we appreciate you guys hanging out, listening.
Have a great Thanksgiving week.
Have a good Thanksgiving. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Adios.